device. Let's try this. Is this working now? I don't know what's going on. I'm not even surprised anymore. I'm not even so I'm having like a disaster week. Hello? Alright, here we go. Holy heck. Sorry. What the heck? What's up everybody? What's up Alexander? What's up Soulfire? What's up D? Kamikora, what's up? What's up GG's all around, yes. Yes, thank you. Thank you for your patience. I'm having quite a week, so you know, it's so funny. Like, I just reopened OBS because I was having video card error. And I don't know, I guess it showed up. I don't even know what happened. I literally had to like reselect my microphone. Why? I don't know. I'm gonna blame Windows. Actually, you know, Windows did just have an update. I did try to make sure Windows did its update before I started the stream today, so who knows? Maybe it was a good decision, maybe it was a bad decision. There's only one way to find out, but I hope everyone's having a good start to the week. What's up, Elliot? Needs more cowbell. I don't have that sound effect. I don't have a full soundboard, but maybe next time. Maybe next time. I got. Let me see. Is this word? Yeah, we got the anime wow sound. We got at least that going on. What's up, Alex? I'm here to say every day that passes by, I understand more why saints are chaotic evil. Finally. Finally, someone understands me. Thank you. Thank you. My God. Oh my gosh. But thanks so much, everybody, for stopping by. Thanks so much for, by the way, all the early submissions for the event. It's my first time doing an event like this, like a viewer event where, you know, people submitted stuff, and it was a really good turnout. I had to shut off the form yesterday to make sure that I had enough codes for people to even prize out. So, you know, I did my best. I'm going to try to prize out tonight after the stream. So, if you submitted, definitely keep an eye on your Discord DMs or your in-game stuffs if you did not give me your Discord. I don't get it. We're such good team. You're so amazing, floor hugger. Finally you understand me. Finally someone does. My goodness. Finally. and then you're wondering why I'm like, just do the mechanics. Just do the mechanics. And then this wouldn't be a problem. But anyway, yeah, I know a few people are doing Legendary earlier. Today we're going to be talking about Echoing Corridors. So you're going to laugh because when I originally scheduled this stream too, I could have sworn the update was going to be in by now. It was not. So we're going to have an overview of Echoing Corridors. We're going to do current Echoing Corridors. We're going to talk about the changes that are happening. I can open CBT and do it there too, but technically I don't know how janky it'll be because I'm not really set up for it on CBT, but we'll figure it out. So we're going to be talking about Echoing Corridors today. To the best of our ability, and the changes that are coming up real soon, which actually we should be getting our notes in for sure in 2 days. So they said probably the 16th. So that is soon TM. It includes the Saitama update and notes for all that too. So pretty excited about that. There's been so much happening this later half of the year. It's so funny. Earlier this year it was so slow going, and now I am so overwhelmed trying to even do like so many videos. I have like so many topics, and I swear every month there's like 3 more topics I want to like cover, and I'm like, I just don't have the time. I've been trying to catch up and keep up on a lot of topics. I know a lot of people have been asking or requesting certain things. I have some clips and things going on in the background. I've been trying a few things that maybe don't need narration because, unfortunately, I just have some stuff going on IRL. You know, so, my memberships mainly know about this already, but you know, it's just IRL has to take priority. So you know, I've been experimenting with some stuff. I hope everyone's been liking the new video ideas and things. Alex, I'm just playing dead. I'm doing the same thing as the guy in South Printera. That's true. That's true. Was it? What was the name? Like Yulkuz or something? He's still there. He's still there. He's just in a new spot. He's in a new spot to teach all the newbies. So it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, that's going to be the main topic of today. Feel free to ask any questions about anything else. I can answer to the best of my ability, of course. Anything CBT, it's kind of hit or miss. I haven't had a lot of time to test a lot of the recent stuff. I did get to check out a few of the newer things, at least with the UI, which I'm pretty excited about. We're going to see what we can throw out there real soon. Yucks. No, not Yuck. Is that his name? Do I have to go to Southgate to check? It's like that was his name, right? It was like Yulkuz or something. I don't know. That's what I remember. I don't know. Maybe he got renamed. I'm not sure. But yeah. It's funny too, at least on CBT, there was, I kind of hope it's the final update. Oh my gosh, there's a final visual update, or hopefully, to Southgate. It's hysterical because we keep seeing Southgate change, I think, like every patch. It's looking real good. There's finally a picnic area now again, which looks really cute. I kind of, it's funny because people are, right now on live, I know it's happening. Actually, it happened in a live stream when I was doing a CBT live stream here, not a couple of weeks ago. I did a fly wing and I was in the middle of nowhere in Southgate. Now I know why, because they were working on something and they just didn't close off the map. Yeah, it's not like major, but it actually looks really good. It looks really good. Alright. It looks really nice, yeah. I haven't had a chance to do like a news thing, but hopefully soon. There's just so much. I'm so overwhelmed by everything, honestly. It's like a good and bad thing. But today the main topic will be Echoing Corridors. Let me pull up my slideshow. Boom. Let's start talking Echoing Corridors. Oh my gosh. Someone found me. Alright. We're gonna about Echoing Corridors today. So what is EC? Which is usually what people refer to when they're talking about Echoing Corridors. Something I noticed also when it comes specifically to the CBT patch notes is it's called Infinite Corridors. It only goes to 60, but it's called Infinite there. At least that's maybe how it was translated, but we call it EC. EC is currently a 3-man roguelite challenge PvE instance. It was originally added around June 2020, at least in global. I'm not too sure about other regions. I think at the time we were still getting our patches more on the late side. So other regions might have gotten it a little sooner. But it has 60 floors total. It's segmented into 10 floor difficulties. This is kind of similar to like Endless Tower right now, where you know, if you fail, you go back to, for instance, like the 51 floor. Okay, so in ET, let me actually not confuse that. So in ET, if you fail the segment of 10, you fail floor 60, you go back to 51. In EC, it doesn't work exactly like that because there is a save prompt that goes on with the floors. But if you run out of like reses and stuff like that, it can be a little janky. So, you know, when I took a look at the EC information in game, I kind of looked at it and I would say, based on the boss lineup, 1 to 20 can kind of probably be considered the novice difficulty. 20 to 40 would probably be equal to like Brave or Warrior. You know, and this is based on the MVP and mini lineup that shows up on those floors. You know what I mean? But it is, I didn't remember offhand. Well, you know, I'll talk about the other thing later. And 40 to 60 is kind of like Epic Warrior with the lineup of bosses and mini bosses, and all that kind of stuff. So, how do you complete EC? How do we complete Echoing Corridors? So, you challenge each floor by collecting 2 to 3 keys. It depends on kind of the difficulty you're on. So I couldn't remember exactly if it's at the 20 or the 40 mark. that changes actually. I know when you start from floor 1, you only need 2. You only need 2 keys to move forward. On the later floors, you need 3 though. Epic adventure mode. Exactly. So like when I mentioned before with 3-man, also, if you look at the tooltip in game, this also includes like your mercenary cats. You can bring mercenary cats, but they do count as a player. There's been some jankiness with that, but I don't think there's any point talking about it. People have been able to like bring people and cat. I don't know. It used to be actually very strange. NEC has gone through other iterations over time. Originally, so you know, you challenge each floor by collecting 2 to 3 keys, and keys can be acquired by completing either a mob room, a tower, sometimes an option in a tower room, or an MVP room. When EC first started, there was no tower room. There was what was called a trap room or the mechanical room, where you had to complete almost like a mini game. Like, I don't know how to describe it. They were kind of different. Either you had to like avoid balls of lightning, you had to avoid like red stuff on the floor, you had to just survive. It was like literally just like the battle royale of rooms. As long as one person in your party survived, you made it, and then you got the key. It was super annoying. I didn't get to look back to see when that changed, but it was definitely, it was very difficult, I think mainly because of desync, I would say. 30 to 61 you get to 3. Because at 30 you get the wings. Oh yeah, so I am going to talk about a little bit about the first time rewards, yeah. That makes sense, yeah. So, yeah, so it does change. It does change, and even so, like, it's still challenging, I would say, I guess, for certain classes. Yeah, so each floor has 9 rooms. There is, and it's always the same set of rooms. Let me actually, remove the little crystal. So each floor is 9 rooms. There is always 1 entrance. There is always 1 shop, 1 tower room, 1 restroom, 2 mob rooms, 2 MVP rooms, and 1 exit. Now, when you first enter a floor, actually, you enter into the entrance, wherever that might be, and then you can see, nowadays you can see where the exit is. But it doesn't really matter. If you go to the exit, it won't let you move forward unless you have the keys, so. You have to usually try and find the other rooms in order to, you know, find the keys, etc., etc. So the thing is that, you know, a very common method is some people go for the shop first. You know, you go to the shop to pick up items as a strategy. Some people just straight up look for the mob rooms, straight up look for the MVP rooms. And the thing about EC is, like I said in the previous thing, it has roguelite elements. It has a lot of randomness. And what I mean by that is that the mobs will have random affixes. So nowadays that we've seen in, for instance, the Void Realm, you know, you have random affixes every day that are happening, or even the elites that spawn on the void maps. You know, they might spawn with an affix. So it's very similar in that kind of concept, where there's actually a lot it could pull from. And I believe they have, you go to a mob room and they'll have 3 different affixes depending on like the mobs and all that. What's up, Bummer? Hello, hello. Yeah, new EC. I've talked a little bit about EC. How do you do EC? Because, you know, I don't know how many people do it weekly. It's one of those things that I feel, honestly, I feel not enough people do. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think especially now, you know, I'm gonna discuss this later, but when it comes to EC, EC is one of the sources of star runes. And you know what we need with heroes coming out? We need star runes. So everyone should find out more about EC. 100%, 100%. You know, so so as far as that goes, you know, the mobs will have affixes. The MVPs will be also randomized, and you know, you can use what did I write in the next one? So this is the second part. So you use your coins at the shop or the tower room to help acquire items, buff, or keys. You know, you can use items. You know, the shop has a lot of items that help empower you, reduce cooldowns, reduce. You know, you can get maps, so you don't have to be wandering aimlessly throughout the corridors. For instance, in the tower room, you get what's called the Eternity map. That can also that lights up the all the floors for the rest of your time in there, actually. So if you get it early, it's really good. But a lot of people these days actually just get maps because it's a little more like cost effective. As far as that I yeah, he literally, like, I'll forget about EC, but I've been better about, well, I don't know. I've been trying to remember to do it. I'm trying. Between 0 and 30, there's 2. Between 0 and 30, there's 2 types of mobs, and between 31 and 60, there's 3 types of mobs. Okay, thank you, Ali. Yeah, there's a couple of details it's been so long, and it's difficult to actually check out the lower floors, so thank you for doing event. Yeah, don't forget your dailies. Don't forget your dailies, by the way. Hit your shopping point. But yeah, so you want to be able to do that, and some of the mob affixes got to be super annoying. So, you know, some of them have like explosion, some of them, they have a thing where you have, it's like what is it, hide? You have to find like the one mob to finally clear the room. There's a couple of pretty annoying ones. There's a couple of interesting ones, like, that are actually, like I said, similar to the Void, where it's like Dark Wall, Light Wall, they're reduced damage from certain things. Stuff like that. And actually, you can look at the tooltip in game, and it kind of, tells you, like, the basics of all that, too. As far as that goes. All info's useful, come on. Come on, how do you think I feel, Alex? That's all I do. I'm just a bunch of info. I'm just an infomercial. It's alright. It's good to know these things. Let's see. Oh, well, I went previous. Wow, I'm really good at this today. Alright. So when you start out at, for instance, floor 51 to 60, you start out with 2,800 coins. And even if, like, you completely reset and you're like, I don't want to do this, you didn't save, you just want to redo your weekly thing for the week, you're still going to start with 2,800 coins. You could start from, how do you say? Actually, no, I don't think you can anymore, right? No, they changed it. There used to, that's the thing, too, there's been so many iterations. It used to be, like, a weekly mode. You could choose, I think you could still choose it, but it's a little more janky now. Anyway. So you get your coins, you can use them at the shop or the tower room. At the shop, there are specific items that help you move forward, such as maps, like I said, reduce cooldowns. You can get special scrolls to turn into, like, MVPs to take down monsters as well. Things like that. Can I do an ooh-woo? I don't know, is that in-game? Is that an item? When you complete the random rooms, what I would suggest is to watch out for the random events, because you get a chance for either extra buffs, chance at coins. Sometimes you have a chance to spawn like a mini or an MVP, and you can acquire coins that way. And that's the thing too, is every time you complete a room, you get a little bit of a kickback of coins too. So you do recoup your coins over time, for sure. For sure. And then, oh, and everyone's favorite, which is the chip. Use special items to fall back, is what I put here. And basically, let's say you're in an MVP room and you're like, oh, I can't take down this monster. I can't take this one down. You would use the chip and you would go back to either the entrance or the restroom. I think, depending on which one I think you hit more recently, or which one's closest. But either way, it basically, it's like a little, like, oops, get me out of here. You know, kind of like when you're like, Like, let's say you're like in a Pokemon dungeon, because I know Pokemon's a big topic right now. You use the rope and you get out of the dungeon. You just fall back, right? Right. The Ultimate Wasteland Ultraman! I like that one. That sounds cool. I want that collab. But yeah, so these days, you know, you do stuff weekly. Well, thank you so much for the. Is that a sticker? Is that a super? Thank you, thank you. I super appreciate it, Mir. Thank you, thank you. What's it called?
I got distracted.
Use the items to move forward. Random events are great. Sometimes the buffs are very like minimal, or because it's so random. I know sometimes we'll get a buff of like plus water damage. Like, oh yeah, that's great for like the Slayer and the Saint in the party. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. Let's see here. Let's go to the next one. Why are we completing EC? What are we doing this for? Why do this? So the first time rewards are actually really, really good. Especially for new players, especially these days. You know, there is a very big boost in extract crystals. So extract crystals are used for extracting weapons and gear to have kind of like a permanent passive on yourself. Origin books, which is great for your 4th job, especially if you're a new player. You know, you get a couple of books to help move you along with your 4th job skills, because you have to remember something. When you have when you hit your 4th job for the first time, or if you just simply choose one job to min-max and use 5 origin books on, you permanently unlock 300 extra stat points to distribute across all your multi-jobs. So even, you know, it's always good to pick like one main job to use 5 origin books on at the very least. So there's items such as that. There's some extra stuff like hats. So like we mentioned the stellar wings before. There's the stellar wings. There's like a little dragon baby thing. There is this other headwear that's like lightning. There is the little card albums and runes. S runes. Star runes, etc. For rune saving. Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. We gotta work on our runes now. We need all sources of runes that we can take. Exactly. I've got 40 pieces star runes preparing. It's gonna, whew, I'll pray for you. Praying for all of us. I'm waiting basically on Nidhogg actually. So I'm trying to save up my runes for Nidhogg a bit, because I would like to min-max Nidhogg, since at least for myself I'm primarily a support player. So I'm trying to save up as much as possible. We need to make the everyone's excited about Saitama, Genos. If you don't know, it was officially announced for the 21st. They are the promos are on the Facebook pages officially. If you go to, for instance, the Apple Store or the Play Store, you can see that it is mentioned there that Saitama is coming out on November 21st. So it will be next week. Next week, by next week, we're gonna be Bald Gang. Yeah, that should be my new PvP look. Man, you guys are inspiring me. So you still have this week to get some EC done. Get them runes. Because if you do it weekly, you do get your currency to get star runes, extract crystals, and then if you need origin books and maybe you're a new player, you don't have the Zenny to maybe buy, you can save up for the origin books. There is actually, I didn't put it on the sheet, there is also a costume that has a deposit of attack and magic attack 12. The thing is that the beast costume does share with the 12's beast costume. I believe that's where the other thing is, if I remember correctly. So you only need one of the two. it's right. Yeah, November 21st is the beginning of the One Punch event. Yep. November 17th should be like the update. I don't know, we're gonna get our notes the 16th. Supposedly. So we're gonna see. Soon, TM. Soon. Soon. But, you know, you want to do it weekly to be able to buy your runes. You can get 2-star runes a week, which doesn't sound like much, but when there's a very limited amount, we need as many as we can get. And then there also is the chance to drop the combustible knife or the stick of wicked thought, which are things that people extract. Exactly. Yeah, and there's a lot of heroes coming out. So I think EC is definitely one of those things that everyone should definitely needs to jump on, and you know, get to it weekly. Absolutely. So what is changing in EC? What is changing in Echoing Corridors shortly? I think I said at the start of the stream, for anyone that missed it, when I originally scheduled the stream, I thought the update was going to be out for EC. It was not, but they're going to discuss the changes. It's going to be you're going to be able to do it with 6-man instead of 3, which is great. So now, like, if you have a regular, you know, team of 6 that you run weeklies with, now you can do EC together. Now you can do EC. Now you can help each other. And all that. And, it's going to be removing the clock mini-boss, which if you don't know about clock, everyone hates clock. The problem with clock is that it just reflects you. Clock is just mean for no reason. Clock is straight up just mean for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Clock destroys anybody. It's very annoying. It's basically almost impossible to kill unless you have, like, basically a Saint with Faith Ray. So it's one of those things that I guess people hated enough that they decided to finally remove it. It says here Attorney Map is now a passive trigger. What I think that means is that you've had to buy the map and then use it. Now it just kind of triggers. Now it seems like you save on a new floor automatically. So if you don't do EC now, like when you zone in, especially like when you're in a group, the group leader always has to talk to the NPC at the start and save. And then you move to the next floor, and then you gotta save again, you know, and you want to make sure your progress is saved in case there's an oopsie. You know, in case there's an oopsie on the floor and you gotta redo the floor. Now, there was a note about single-player save being removed. There was a note that let's see. There was 2 different notes. One was talking about was that they are increasing the multiplayer saves to 4. And that the single-player save is being removed. I'm not sure if that means like single-player mode or challenge point mode is being removed completely. I mean, I'm sure you can still do it solo, but I believe it's because there used to actually be a single-player ladder. That might be what's referring to. I'm not 100% on the single-player save thing, but we know for sure there's going to be saving automatically. There's going to be the removal of clock, which no one is crying over. And you're going to be able to do a full party in EC together, which I think is fantastic. Personally, I love PvE content. And, like, I never really minded the whole 3-man thing myself. Because, you know, to me, it's like, oh, man, like, you know, me and my 2 friends, and we're going to try to battle this together. You know, it was a little challenging. But I think that was an okay thing. For sure. But not everyone felt like dealing with that. You know, especially since they did change and update the lineup with the bosses and all that over time. You know, some bosses are definitely pretty annoying. They had when it was... I'm trying to think if it was when it was first released or maybe a while after it was released, but like the Lighthousen bosses were terrible. No one liked them. We're gonna be Dragon Friends. I don't know if I want to say Nidhogg's gonna be my new main, but I'm definitely building it. I think it's gonna be good for PvE, for sure. I think it's gonna be good for min-maxing for certain content. You know, because I think the fact is, with heroes coming out, there is a little bit of power creep. Do you guys have any Thanatos friends? There's a little bit of power creep going on. So you know, we have to think a little bit about upcoming content and how it will be designed and what is to be expected, with heroes being available to anybody and everybody, especially now that we have the adventure job vouchers. There's no excuse to really not be able to unlock them. So. Yeah, goodbye, Clock. Goodbye. No one will miss you, Clock. No one. I promise. I promise. But yeah, that's just a very quick overview of kind of EC and all of that. And the strategies also for EC has kind of changed over time as well. I didn't really make a bunch of slides to talk about different methods. Some things that you can know about EC is, for instance, in the mob rooms, you can use hide actually very effectively. A lot of early strategies had to do with actually using, you know, rogues or assassins to kind of carry parties because they could always hide all the time. Or if you were a job class that was able to use Smokey and just take them all out, you know, things like that always worked actually quite well. What was the other thing? And then there was the very early strategy of make sure to get the Valkyrie scrolls and all that kind of stuff. There was a lot of very funny early strategies going on. Oh yeah, Dorm. Dorm is another really good one. That's right. Dorm can just hide all the time. That's right. Next patch will be safe for 5 to 12, right? Until we get the nodes, I can't confirm that for global and C. I think some of the nodes elsewhere did have it, but until I see the nodes, I'm not going to confirm anything. If it's not the next patch, it's still probably going to be by the end of the year. Which we did get our dates for Nidhogg, by the way. I think I'll look at it real quick. Where is it? Blah, blah, blah. It's somewhere. 1 second. I remember where I put it. Oh, okay. Nidhogg will be released global December 20th, C December 21st, and EU December 22nd. So we got 1, 2, 3. Nidhogg is our Christmas present to ourselves. So if we don't get the refine on this patch, it's probably going to be on that patch. Either way, I think we're probably going to get it by the end of the year. My new main, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty attached to Saint. But like I said earlier, Nidhogg will be kind of I think Nidhogg is going to be very viable. And like I said, I think with heroes coming out, all the heroes are going to be quite important for probably future PvE progression. You know, like I said, there is quite honestly a bit of just natural power creep, which is fine. I mean, you know, some people are upset about maybe items being power crept or just other things happening. But honestly, in an MMO, that's quite natural. There's always going to be a progression where things just simply get phased out completely and utterly. So, you know, for me, that's just not surprising to me. But the thing is that, you know, I think every job class is going to have more of a chance to shine, hopefully with the new job balance changes and all that kind of stuff. I like Nidhogg a lot. Anytime I'm on the CBT, I'm always playing her. I'm just messing. Oh my god, you're gonna laugh. I was doing this. I'm trying to do the dailies on CBT for the Saitama event, and I had to. There's an event flute player I tried to kill yesterday, and it was terrible. I had to swap to Thanatos because I couldn't kill it fast enough, and then I'm not dealing without not having SP. I had to actually go back to town and swap. It was terrible. It was an experience, let me tell you. I'll be building Nidhogg mostly because I want to have that as a support, so I can do damage while supporting people, because as much as I Saint in my heart, I want to see funny damage numbers. Yeah, so the thing that I like with Nidhogg, so I've always been a huge fan of support classes that do damage. In Rift, there was something like that. In WoW, there was Shadow Priest. In WoW, there was also Discipline. Discipline was actually the major one, but Shadow Priest also kind of helped. but Discipline is probably closer to Nidhogg, especially once you get the runes in and you get the shields. Because I find, in my opinion, shielding is far more... How do you say? Shielding is far more powerful than reactive healing, actually. You know, I think that's why, like, for instance, right now, Kiri is pretty damn good compared to just reactive healing and just rezzing and full healing, right? I'm cute, thanks. Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, Nidhogg sounds fun. Nidhogg sounds fun. And that's the thing, I really like damage support. It's where we finally get our comeuppance. Right? So I'm gonna do a little bit of EC stuff. I just like a few floors just to kind of explain a few things. Because, you know, I have the slides, but yeah, I think it's easier just to see what the heck's going on. So, oh yeah, let's look at the tooltip actually real quick. So, oh, I did forget to put on the slide, you do have to be minimum level 70. It mentions the mercenary cats. There's this stuff. It mentions you need to acquire keys and gold. I guess we always call them coins, but gold, I guess, is technically what they are. When is this again? It should be soon. We're gonna get our notes within the next few days. I believe... Oh, wait, actually, I lied. It's supposed to be the 17th. I'm sorry. So actually, in the last event, in the last maiden notes that were posted on October 25th, it actually did mention that the upcoming EC was changing on November 17th. So we knew it was happening really soon. Kaguya Mount, I don't think we have it, right? I don't think so. So yeah, it mentions the items. Right, so Tower Room accepts the Guidance of Fate, 3 random tarot cards. You could spend gold to reset the cards, or repick. It talks, you know, it just goes over it briefly. Okay, so it does mention here 2 save progress are available for solo mode and 3 in multiplayer mode. When I was in there, I couldn't figure out the solo thing, but the saves will save the current floor number and items received. Loading the save will reset the instance. The gold coins spent on resetting the shop and tower cards will be saved. Accepting the tower card fate room cannot be changed. So if you're in a tower room and you go to try and reset the floor, you're gonna end up in the tower room again. You can't get out of it. So you have to figure out what you're doing in the tower room. And this is just a weekly instance. So your resets on the normal weekly thing. Yeah, I think we're supposed to be getting it this week. Because what is it? Yeah, so I believe it should be, I imagine we might have maintenance on Thursday. I don't know. I guess we'll know when we know, but it did say unless they're just gonna hotfix it, which is a possibility, because it was in the previous notes. It's possible they just have to activate the change. That I'm not too sure, but it is in the previous Wataru event note. So yeah, if it's your first time clearing, you get some super duper rewards. Otherwise, you get your weekly information. I like how wow, it's a sinister staff. I guess that's the same as Stick of Wicked Thought. Okay, yeah, so under here, you can see here under number 8 in the tooltip, it explains the different affixes. So for instance, stare, locks eyes on a player, walking to the player, and then after a certain amount of time, there's a death debuff. So think of it like a Tonberry. When the monster is killed, a small range cleansing effect will be released. Okay, so there you go. So you have to kill it. You have to make sure it's dead. Corruption. Upon each attack received, create a puff of poisonous smoke nearby, which will deal damage. So this is actually very similar to the Void one, actually, but the Void one's a lot meaner. Symbiosis. 3 symbiotic monsters will be released at the same time and launch a charge attack on a random player. If there's still any symbiotic monster alive 5 seconds, the deceased ones will arrive. So this is one of those you have to kill basically all of them pretty much at the same time. At the same time. It's reading the dogs time! Yes. Yes, it is. What's up, Jonathan? What's up? Welcome to the stream. Hiding. Constantly summon minions at random spots to attack players. The real figure is invisible for 60 seconds. Players need to fight and defeat the real figure. Yeah, so hiding is one of those annoying ones where you kind of can't just, like, get rid of them all. You have to wait for the real one to come out of hiding and destroy them. Enslaved. As it emerges, release an invisible rune ball, which will grant a powerful buff to the real figure and revive room. You just find the real one and you kill it. That's all I know. Seal is when the monster is present. I don't know what that means. Sealed lights protection. I think this is like light wall, right? When the monster is present on the battlefield, its halo will significantly increase other monsters' holy water, fire, ghost, poison, damage reduction. Yeah. And then shadow is dark, wind, earth, undead, neutral damage reduction. Adhesion. I think this is sticky. When the monster is present on the battlefield, its halo will protect other monsters for any control effect. Split. The death of this monster will create 5 porings, which must be killed within a certain amount of time, or they will merge back with full HP. Dead words. Upon its death, a powerful buff will be cast on all nearby monsters. You were advised to kill this monster at last. Explosion. Explosion is after the monster dies, a large explosion pops on the field. It's kind of like TTL Phase 2 explosion. That's exactly what it looks like on the field. Feels silences. Oh, okay. The description is a little strange. Spider. Oh no, this is sticky web. Spurt a spider web which will reduce movement speed. Arcane. Oh, the arcane ball. This is another one. This is a harsh AoE. Every once in a while, an arcane ball is summoned, which will cause explosive AoE. So this just happens while it's alive. Explosion is different because it happens after it dies. Curse. Player's attack build will suffer reduced healing effect. Thorns. After each damage received, there's a certain chance of stunning the attacker, which is mean. Bloodbath. Constantly consume its own HP to increase its damage and reduction. So if I remember correctly, Bloodbath I think is also when they're low health, like they hit harder. I don't know. As you can see, there's a lot. Alright, so there's a lot. Oh yeah, Bounty is another janky one. It runs around and a large amount of gold will be dropped upon its death. You have to like chase it. But you get the idea. There's just a lot of them. There's a lot. And Blindfold I think is blind, right? Yeah. There's a lot going on. It's very similar to kind of like Void that we have now. It's just an instant. Didn't know they explained. Yeah, they were always there. I just don't think anyone looked at it. The Ultraman and Ava collab. Yeah, I mean, it's complicated because that's like business stuff. They have to like make a new contract for that kind of stuff, so hopefully. 160 gold to be precise. Dang. You are full of information. Alright, so let's just take a peek at how Echoing Corridor works. And then, in a little bit, we'll take a look at the amazing viewer submissions that I got over the previous, like, 2 weeks. And all that. When you enter, you're stuck in locked camera mode for one thing. So FYI. This is kind of what it looks like. You have this fog of war going on. You can actually see, this is actually the exit. So like I said, you can see where the exit is. Oh, actually. Okay, sorry, I was just checking the I'm like, wait, tell me my LP player is showing. Okay, cool. Good job, me. Good job, old me. So you see there's always the exit room. We know it's there, and we just don't know where the heck all the other rooms are. This is the space-time traveler. He helps your saves. This is your item thing. So also, if you don't know, you cannot use your regular healing items. They simply do not work in here, no matter what you do. You can see they're actually completely, like, don't even think about it. So you can't even waste a Mistella seed by accident. Crazy, right? Imagine if you want to waste a Mistella fruit. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So a common strategy is to use actually Slayer and the Nightmare Star card. Once this wants to do the thing. There we go. I'll have to remember to put that other card back later. Let's see, so you did mention the seal thing. Maybe I should put Marduk on them. There's Marduk. Just put that on. Preemptively. But this is your items. You start out with chips and a couple of healing potions. These days, if you like click once, it's gonna go off. I don't know if it's gonna accidentally use it, but You guys are not using Mistella to recover SP. No, I just cry. I just cry and beg for Chronomancers to restore my SP, actually. The only healing items is a slim, white, and blue, but you're an alchemist. I didn't even know that. Oh my god, is this the only spot begetter, like, wins? Are you kidding me? How did I not know this? I did not know that. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Also, if you didn't know, there's actually, like, a damage chart, but it doesn't really matter. I guess if you wanted to challenge your friends or something. So the way it works, so for instance, if I just uncover the exit room, it's like, yep, that's an exit. If you try to exit, it's gonna be like, yeah, no. You gotta do better. Yeah, I like, geez. Jeez, you're keeping, so something you can actually do too is as you uncover rooms, you can actually just quick swap to the rooms on your mini-map, by the way. When you have the entire thing uncovered either by an eternity map or by a regular map item, you have that option as soon as you zoom in. Alright, let's see what's going on over here. Okay, cool. So we got Tower Room. So Tower Room is we get to see Skull, the Corridor Astrologer. The tarot cards are full of possibilities. Maybe you will find an unexpected surprise. You might also suffer some loss. Be brave enough to have a divination. Well, we have to have a divination because it won't let me out of here otherwise. So let's have a divination. So as you can see, these are some examples of the cards that can pop up. The tarot cards. So here we actually have some decent options because there's two options for a key. A key can come from either it says you get a key and a debuff, or in this case, it says summon like a swamp of monsters, summon, you know, it basically summons a mini and some monster. Because nobody asked. I guess that's fair. I just... It's alright. So in this case, we could just like grab something and see what happens. I guess Anubis is easy, right? Oh no, that's right, sorry. Oh my god, I forget how this works. Okay, so now we see the lineup. I'm sorry, I'm dumb. You can refresh the card pool. In this case, I'm just gonna draw a card. So actually, when you choose to draw a card, I forgot, they get flipped upside down. And you actually don't know which one is which until you flip it. So you actually really are just kind of like pulling randomly. So if we do that... Alright, see? Easy. Easy. I got the Anubis I wanted. Easy. Alright, anyway. So now you can confirm it or you can redraw. If you're trying to get something specific, so let's say the lineup had like the map and I wanted the map, I would just keep redrawing cards that cost 200 gold. And do that so we can confirm that. There is a countdown. Let's see what happens. Where does that go? So I did get one key that you can see on the right hand side. I got one in its way, right? Can you see it or am I in the way? I'm kind of in the way. Let me move myself a little bit. I'm kind of in the way. We're gonna have mini nests in the corner. Alright. So now I'm at 1 out of 3. As far as that goes. Doesn't grant items or anything. Nothing special otherwise. Easy, so oh my gosh. Please no. So that's the tower room. That's like the basics of how it works. There is the chance for, like I said, a buff card. There was the option there for something called impeccable something. It's like a shield. And I had the two options for the keys. I decided to just go for the key in this case. So let's take a look at what's going on over here. I was gonna say too is that if you notice that when you summon the monsters in the tower room as well, they do end up with the same kind of they do come out with the same kind of affixes that are on your floor. If that makes sense. So we got got 40 coins. We got another key. Got another key. We're 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. And that's basically how a mob room works. Since I am on floor 51, as Alexander so kindly explained earlier, there are 3 types of monsters, and they all pop with their own havoc. So we still have not found the shop. Let's see. What's this? This is a boss room. That's a little annoying. See, so it takes a second for them to spawn. You can actually see, if you open up your auto, you can take a peek at what spawned. In this case, there's Divine and Lord. I'm gonna do a little bit of we're gonna do a demo. Let's do a chip. So we do a chip, and it brought me back to the entrance, as you can see. Because I have not found the restroom, it brought me all the way back here, and I have another chance to kind of wander and uncover rooms with the Fog of War. I'm like trying to think, I'm like, what's the word? Amazing. Amazing. So we can bring all the cats. Yes and no. You can only bring 2 in this case. Yeah, the real reason I had to fix my Slayer today. Oh, okay, so this is what's called the restroom. So the restroom, when you're with a party, the restroom you're able to actually change your job class. Otherwise, you can't change job classes anywhere. And I think there's like a button here, right? Yeah. You can also recharge your holy bottle. So the holy bottle. Can I like read it? All right. Description: consuming 1 charging layer to restore 30% of HP and 30% of SP, and it can be refilled at the sacred fountain, actually. So if you do that, you fill it up, and then it is recharged. That's another thing you can do in the restroom itself. There's this cute little fountain. Oh my god, now it's not shiny anymore. Now it's a sad fountain. Rip. Alright. But its primary use is to, you can change jobs. So like if you're with a party and let's say, you know, like I'm a Slayer, right? Actually Slayer is a very bad example. But let's say you're a job class that either way you can't res, right? So what you would do is you could change to like a saint or something else with res and res your friends, for instance. You drank all the water, yeah. Now, this is actually where the holy juice originates, apparently. We have found where Aspersio gets recovered. The more you know. The more you know. Another boss room, are you serious? Alright. Oh my gosh, okay, let's see. So this time I see a mini... Oh my god, and there's clock. The fabled clock. Yeah, we're not dealing with that. We're gonna chip. Now you're not gonna do when I click? Alright, here we go. Okay, so now, as you can see, it actually took me to the restroom this time. Alright, so let's see what that middle room is. Also, you can collapse this part if you find it's in the way too. Let's see if this is the shop or not. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, so the shop is in the center. I'm like, please, I just want to demo things for everybody. Redeem hydrate. Yeah, everyone take a sippy of holy juice. Exactly. So we'll take a look at the merchant. So the merchant, you can get more chips. Every time that you reload the shop, you can basically get something from the lineup. In this case, I'm going to grab the chip. You can also reset the shop, as you can see on the top. So you reset it, and you get the rest of options. So Arcane Codex is what we want. We want 5 of them. This is an item that stacks. There's a couple of items that do this. There's a couple of things that have interesting things. This is the one that you change to Valkyrie. This one is the bear becomes immortal and restores HP. At each upgrade, people don't usually get this. I'm gonna skip that. This is for a buff, bone damage. This is like, there's a bunch of stuff. This is like a it says vampire mask, but this is like a vampiric kind of buff for physical, from my understanding. So this is a map. Map is the broaden horizon. You can use that to figure out the next couple of floors. Every time you zone in, you can use a map, and then it's the whole thing's uncovered. It's time for a chip, exactly. Piggy bank, you get extra coins, and you can also upgrade to this too. It's not really super necessary though. Stealth units. I think the true sight is probably for instance, like the hidden stuff, but it's you know, not that big of a deal. It's just like the same thing. Same stuff. Same stuff. While in possession. Increase. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of like little things. Oh, here we go. Here's another codex. We want to get as many of those we can get. And there's a couple of interesting things. Like if you're doing this solo, you could use like the frost crystal to freeze them. You can do this for extra damage, holy secret. Use it to remove debuffs for the caster, become invincible. Yeah, so this is something to be like invincible. Soul crystal is good. Soul crystal is good to have. This is like a self-res. This is like a self-res. And vanish. I don't know what the heck that is. Oh, pocket watch is kind of funny. Pocket watch is really good if you have some attack speed jobs, actually. And move speed, which is neat. There's another chip. Get an extra one. Recovered the 2 chips that we used. There's another chip. Sure, why not? And usually, oh, okay, so this is pretty good. So we want the surprise gift box. So what the surprise gift box does is you get an extra item on the shop list. So when you reset, there's another option. And you can do that, I believe, twice, if I remember correctly. Here we go. Oh, nice. Second map. We got another one of these. Yeah, so now we can see 5 options every time. So you do kind of want to shoot for the gift box if possible. I mean, it's always RNG, like I said. It's supposed to be like roguelite in that sense. Oh, it's actually 5 boxes? That's crazy. Like a full 5. I guess we'll see what options. Oh, here we go. Here we go. More arcane. That's what we want. So in this case, since I'm Slayer and I'm using Nightmare Star cards, this method is you can basically white barrier 100% of the time. Can you actually see your progress here? No. But you can always check, excuse me, your items here. This is 5. We have 4 maps already. That's pretty good. That's pretty neat. Give us some more stuff. Crazy. I'm not using the lead, can you tell? Is it up? Yeah, so now of course we are getting a bit lower on these things, so you know, you do have to be a little careful also without those options. Oh, here's another map. Dang, look at all these maps. And I just want to, oh, easy. 5, let's see, can I do this again? I can. So now I think, oh no, I guess that was cool. That's okay. I thought it didn't let you waste them. Oh, I guess it can. Anyway. Oh wait, no, did it not go? Actually, I don't think it spent it. Did it? No, because it was 200. Anyway, we got a bunch of stuff. I think we're good. I usually take 2 at max because then it gets slower in cost effectiveness. Yeah. It did give it. Yeah, I did give it back. I was like, wait a minute. That's what I thought. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so it didn't waste the money then. I didn't waste the money. Let's just do it one more time. Let's grab another chip for ourselves. Alright, so in this case, we already know where basically everything is. So I can't just pop into that mob room in the corner because it just simply doesn't work then. Well, actually, I lied. We're just gonna use this. Nah, it's okay. This is for demo purposes. Alright, so now that I uncovered that room, you can actually just swap to it. automatically. And go for it. As you can see now, I can like turn white barriers and win. There we go. A lot easier. See, I didn't have to kite that time. I did not even have to kite that time. Amazing. It's like, wait. Oh, and we got a random event. Hey, check it out. A random event triggered. So this is called a Mysterious Pedestrians. Let's see what he got. So this is just a random bow. In 10! I'll take it. I'll take it. So then we can just pop over to the exit room and move on to the next. Manual cast? Nah, I'll just auto. This is auto life. This is auto life. So you can go here, save progress. And now, exit is literally next to me again. That's so funny. So now what you can do from here on out is you do the map and you can choose which rooms to head into. So the most common method people do is 2 mob rooms and a tarot. You could do 2 mob rooms and an MVP. You know, whatever is best for you and your group. So we just go straight to that. Oh! Oh my gosh. They eat my SP. I'll blame that. It's not my fault. Just because I'm getting, what's it called? They're stopping me from casting. I like how the cats are. There we go, oh my god. And even when you defeat rooms, you can get items like I got a SP item, I got what was it, the crystals going on, all that kind of stuff. Oh my gosh. What do you think about Genos? I've barely played Genos. I have no opinion about Genos. Like I said earlier, I haven't really had time to actually, what's it called? Play on CBT. Outside of like dailies. Alright. To the next one. Listen. You guys think I know what I'm doing. I have no idea. Come on. That's way too much for me now. That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. Come on. This is just a corridor video. This is not a Slayer showcase video. You gotta be realistic here. You gotta temper your expectations. Alright? All I know is jellyfish. Okay? That's it. That's all I need, see? That's it. That's it. Alright, let's see. We have 700 coins. And just to show, like, you could just teleport around as much as you want. You can go back to the entrance. And you can head back to rooms that you already did if you wanted to. It's just whenever you enter a room you haven't completed, such as the mob, MVP, or tower room, you have to complete them. You have to complete them. Just do tower again. What's going on over here? Let's check our fortune. So here we have the options of corridor key, a summon, or this. Not a really super great lineup. So you can actually just refresh the card pool. In this case, there's the option of getting a key, and you just take reduce damage given, reduce hit, or this. So in this case, you can actually just straight up pick up a key. This is actually pretty decent. Oh. I forgot how this works. You can just draw a card. Draw a card. And then you can choose that card if you so choose correctly. Gosh, we're gonna help this work. Good luck, me. Hit. See? Easy. Easy. That's what I wanted. That's what I got. So that was the third. And you always get this visual also debuff too whenever you choose one of these debuff sort of cards as well. Yeah, see? Easy is easy. I don't know why people don't do this. Jeez. You just have to pick the right thing every time. It's crazy. It's crazy talk. Like why would you So I'm gonna go ahead and save. In this case, like I said earlier, one of the changes will be the fact that you are going to automatically passively save when you enter the floor, which I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but it will save a little bit of time in the long run. Especially if, for instance, what's it called? You know, if you have a full group going, you know, what I would say is make sure folks load in. It's not happening now, maybe because I'm solo, but I have actually found a lot of times it takes me extra time just to load in when I'm with a party. So make sure everyone's loaded in. As you can see here with the progress that we did so far, I'm down to 570 gold. I'm at floor 53. And I did end up using one soul crystal already. So one of my 10 reses is already used. Like, that's gone. I still have a crystal here because I got one from a room. But yeah. You know, we can kind of just take a peek. And you can always, let's say, go back to the shop room. You know, if you needed to, if you wanted to find something else. Maybe you want to shoot for another soul crystal. Like, check it out, there's one right there. Haha. Like, I would probably need it. 100%. 100%. Because this is not a DPS showcase. Let's not get crazy. Let's not get crazy around here. Let's do tarot again, actually. Maybe I'll finally remember how this works this time. Alright, so let's have a divination. So this one says you could gain a buff, which is simply boss damage increase. This is a key, but your skill cooldown is up, which wouldn't be good for in my case. And then this has the option of spawning, basically it says helicopter, it's Rotozyro, basically. It's not my no, it's not my new main job. We're just gonna go ahead and draw. See what we get. See, I'm finally remembering how this works. Alright. I don't even see I didn't even pick one this time. Let's see. It could be anything. It could be anything. What's this? Easy. Easy. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab the key. But that's kind of the basics. And really it's not so difficult. If you do have to take down MVPs, like I said, you could just be at the ready to take on, you know, to use the restorative items because you are locked out of your normal restorative items. They do give you other items that you can use, like this is like a panacea, this is for SP, this is for healing, and the holy potion is for both. And then if you use this, use your holy potions, you can go to the rest room and restore it. See this rainbow? You just suck it up. See? That's it. Just that easy. Panacea. Yeah, panacea. 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 Panacea? Listen. Listen. It's just a made-up word, okay? You can always head back to... And actually, sometimes when you zone in, there's a random event here when you start. So if there's an extra NPC here, you can actually start with like a random extra buff. And everything, usually. Panacea. See? It could go either way. Like a pancake. Should we just call them pancakes? Pancake's close enough, right? Pancake's close enough. What's up, Girishita? What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the stream. We should just have like the meme of like the turn away, like the no and the yes for like these different different things. But I don't know if anyone has any questions about EC before we move on to like the viewer submission stuff. Oh boy. Oh, it's my first time I've gotten these. Wow. Hold on. How do I get rid of that? Wait, what? No, 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 no. Oh my gosh, terrible. I'm trying to click hide user. Okay. Okay, now I think that's deleted. The Fabled. You know, it's my first one. Wow, it's my first one. Wow, it's like I'm a real YouTuber now. That's crazy. That's crazy. Pancake. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was trying to see. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not used to it. Usually you delete these, remove. Oh, you can't. Right? Yeah, it's like I'm a real YouTuber now. That's crazy. Report. It's weird because like YouTube moderation is like nothing like Twitch, that's for sure. Oh, I think I did remove that one. Hold on, let me do this 2 more times. I think if I remove it, I think the message is gone now, actually. I think it is now. It's definitely more difficult than it needs to be. There we go. They once get, yeah, they're all over the place. They're all over the place. So yeah, thank you for being here. Okay. Okie dokie. So that's kind of like, you know, what EC is all about for the most part. And that's just it. So when you do your weeklies, you know, you just have to do 10 floors. If you're doing a first time through with somebody, it is like a 1 through 60, but I would say, what was it, up to like the 30th floor, it's only 2 keys each, so I can go really quickly. And usually the mobs at that, so like I said earlier, when you look at the monsters, I kind of looked at 1 to, like if you, yeah. So if you kind of divide them between 1 to 20, then you see the mini lineup and you see the boss lineup. It's pretty easy. You can basically just auto these. If you go from 21 to 40, this is kind of would be like almost like a brave level. And then when you go through 41 to 60, this is almost like what would be considered like, you know, like epic warrior in comparison as far as that goes. But you know, when things change and they add for 6 players, it's going to be a lot easier to take down some of these more annoying ones. And this guy will be gone. I don't know if Clock was replaced with something, actually. That I'm not aware of. That I'm actually not aware of. So I don't know if it's just taken out and that's it, or if it's replaced by another mini. I'm not too certain. Not 100%. I could probably check that later, though. Alright, let's get... Okay. And then when you're done, you do have to, like, leave it by the map, by the way. They should replace Clock with Smokey. I think that would be a good thing. For sure. For sure. But yeah, that's kind of the basics of EC, how it works. Just real quick. Oh, now it's daytime in Aldebaran. Nice. Earlier it was like the nighttime.
It was the nighttime.
This real quick. But yeah, I'll just go over things really quickly. You know, since we finally got to do a little bit of a demo, you know, currently it's a 3-man with a lot of random stuff going on. You can do your weekly. You only need to do like a floor 51 to 60 or like a 31 to 40. And that's the thing too, you do have that option. So like if you're a newer player and you want to start doing your weeklies, you don't have to do the top tier one. You can do whatever is within your means. And I would say it's still worth doing. You know, there's always 1 entrance, 1 shop, 1 tarot, 1 restroom, 2 mob, 2 MVP, and 1 exit. As we showed, we got keys from the mob and tower rooms. I just simply didn't do an MVP because I didn't want to be frustrated at it. But if in the case you're out of coins and you just simply don't have the option from the tower room that you want, you could just kill an MVP room. Easy, no, easy, exactly. You know, make sure to use your coins, use them effectively. You don't have to buy like everything available. You know, make sure to understand the items, take your time learning the items to understand how they work, when you should want to use them, etc. Watch out for those random events because they can give you extra buffs or coins. It's great for new players. You're gonna get a big boost of like runes, of hats and stuff, you know, with deposits. Extract crystals, an extra boost of origin books, especially if you are about to hit 4th job. Maybe you're not 4th job yet, because you can do it starting at level 70. And then the weekly currency helps you get extract crystals and the star runes, you know, which are really, really important now with heroes coming out. And then with the changes, clock is being removed. It's going to be a 6-man party, I think is like the biggest changes, and there's going to be a passive save when you go on to the next floor. Those are like the biggest positive changes overall. I would say great positive changes they decided to go in with. I did see, so when I was checking CBT notes earlier, something else I saw was, it seemed like they were, I think you can actually adventure team also into EC, probably after it becomes a 6-man. Because I did see a note that they adjusted the adventure team for EC. I didn't even know that was possible. I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you haven't tried it before, the adventure team is when you choose to matchmake. When you choose to matchmake into an instance, and after 30 seconds, you can go inside with the adventure team, which is basically some AI NPCs, which aren't really super reliable, but you know, you can at least get like an extra reser and stuff, which is nice. I think they were improved. I think we might have already gotten one iteration of their improvements, or it's possible we're going to get it this time around with the maintenance notes. We're going to see. We're going to see real soon this week. But other than that, that's kind of how EC is. But let's we're going to take some time to take a look at the viewer submissions. While we're taking a look at the viewer submissions, feel free to continue to ask questions about EC or anything else. I can do my best to answer.
As far as that goes.
Should be this scene, hopefully. All right, here we go. Here we go. So I had a lot of really great submissions. I had 21 submissions overall between global and C players, which is really, really good. I was pretty excited about it. In case you didn't miss it, I decided to change up the event this time when it came to the viewer rewards. The question was, if you know, if you were to become a boss, what would be your name? What would be your concept? And what if you had an affix? I thought it'd be kind of fun. Like, what if you were a boss that could spawn inside Echoing Corridors? You know, where would you originally spawn? Where, you know, this and that. So these entries aren't in any particular order, actually. As far as that goes, I kind of try to randomize it because some had a lot of information and some not so much. So I was trying to kind of, you know, keep up a pace and kind of get through them. So let me actually get to the window, move my OBS and stuff around real quick.
Make sure nothing's broken because things just want to break on their own.
Here we go. Okay. We're gonna do the submissions. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. And also, I'm going, like I said, I'm gonna try to give out prizing after the stream, probably sometime tonight. So keep an eye out on your DMs, and or if you wanted me to submit it to you in game, keep an eye out on that. All right. So we're gonna start with Tiny Jr., who is from Global. Their boss name was Wukong. Their affix name was Brazilis. And the information they had was the Monkey King from, they said, Ancient Legend of Westerland. So I know Wukong is actually very common in a lot of games. You know, I know there's like a Wukong in League, right? And a couple of other places. So I thought it was kind of cool. Kind of a throwback to like a folklore thing. Next one we have is from S-Fever, also from Global. Their boss name is Ifrit. Boss info is it spawns in the center of Southgate and it earthquakes everyone.
That's mean.
That's mean. Earthquakes are mean. I wrote a whole backstory. A lot of people got very creative. Let me tell you, there was some. Listen, I was actually very pleasantly surprised how into it some people got. Not gonna lie, I was actually very excited. Some people got super into it, and I love it. I think that's great. I think the more the better. Absolutely, absolutely. Everyone, as long as people were having fun with it, that's all I could really ask for. As long as folks, you know, had some fun, they came up with something. Yeah, everyone came up with some really fun stuff. I mean, like, look at this affix barbecue. Burning effect on everyone around him, which decreases HP by 5% every 5 seconds. I mean, barbecue. I mean, I totally could see Ifrit having a barbecue. And just accidentally setting everyone on fire. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. Just a little. Oh my god, I'm gonna laugh. I'm laughing because I know Templars are. I really like Templars actually. Really. I'm going to when we get to it. Alex's affix, the best job effect, can only be damaged by a card. Yeah, it can only be taken down by a Nogu. That would be a lot of fun. But it was great. Everyone had a lot of fun with it. This one was really fun. This one from Narusima, also from Global. Boss name Pouring Star. Boss info. After mastering Angeling, Ghostring, and Deviling, Archangeling is killed, there's a 10% chance of a Pouring Star to spawn, with skills like Tower of Fate, Rift Summon, and Dispel. If it stays alive for more than 30 seconds, it will clone itself. Once having 5 clones, it will cast Summon Rift with a Pouring army, with like 100 Pourings. What I really liked about actually this concept is that I feel like people forget about star summons, and I kind of like someone throwing the star summon effect onto like a boss, right? I feel, you know, I remember, oh my gosh, in the early game we used to do the stars like every night. It was like a little like event we would do. But I really like that. I really like the Pouring Star concept. I thought this one was actually like a lot of fun. And then the affix name is Recall. If the enemy isn't dead in 30 seconds, it will call like a slaver clone of itself, and oh yeah, and clone itself up to 5 times. To counter, you must kill the main enemy before 5 clones be at the field. So it's like, it's almost like almost also like the split pourings inside EC actually. Rip single target skill versus exactly. You definitely have to have some kind of like AoE going on for sure. Or at least like a whole party. Because I guess, I mean, you know, it's kind of like, it is like a slime creature, so it can kind of like pull itself apart. Have different versions of itself. But my favorite part of this concept was actually the spawn. Because I could definitely see like a special version of a boss spawning. Kind of like this. What is missing? Oh, what's missing is that everyone gets a pouring face when it's attacking. Yo, you're right. You're right. That, you know what? That should be the, that should actually be its affix. If you don't do enough, let me see. No, maybe not damage, but like what if it turns you into a pouring temporarily? Yo, or you turn into a pouring face, and all you can do is pouring skills for like 10 seconds. Yeah, I like that. You become the clone of itself. It turns you into it. It's like the slime gets on you, and that's it. It's over. It's over. It takes over your mind, literally. So you can have a lot of fun. That's what I mean. Like, you can have a lot of fun with these concepts, and a lot of people got really fun with these, which is very exciting. I like that though. I think that would be really cool. Or like something else, like it changes your head to a different creature or something. Just need to get Baphomet card. Yeah, but what about like, I don't know. It does work for most classes, but yeah, you definitely have to be prepared for this one, that's for sure. I mean, if it's a star, what if you know, you have like the pouring and the pouring star and the pouring star. What about the double star boss? What about the triple star boss? We're just getting full power creep on the PvE. Become a pouring. The only way to turn back is to hit another player and pass on the pouring phase. Yo, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, we have guillotine next actually. Also from Global. Pioneer 2.0. 2.0. Ever since an evil Lightbringer was abusing its Pioneer to do all its chores and work by the Lightbringer's AI skill, the Pioneer developed its own intelligence and freed itself from the Lightbringer's control. While exploring the world, the Pioneer found a Ymir's Heart Shard and imbued it into its core and gained new strong powers. On its journey, it found scientists doing evil experiments in Lighthausen laboratory, and after putting a stop to them, it now waits in the laboratory 3F for a pure-hearted Lightbringer so it can follow the Lightbringer on its journey. That's so cute. That's like actually like it's just looking for its good ending. What about the golden? Oh my god, can you imagine? Yeah, I was kind of making fun of the card thing there for a second. Very, oh man, this is nothing. This is tame. But this is a fun one. This is definitely a very, very fun one. And then the affix name of Steel Armor reduces damage from physical attacks, however takes more damage from fire. Counter. Use magic jobs, especially ones that have fire damage like Slayer, Arcane Master, and Ninja, etc. Etc. What's up, Manny? What's up? What's up? So it's been used the sentient robot made. Is this Chobits? That's what you make me think of. Just remind me of Chobits. What's up? I hope you're doing well. How goes it? How goes it? We're going over some of the viewer submissions. We kind of just did some a look over EC, did a little bit of a demo. My terrible fake demo where I'm pretending to act like a DPS for 5 minutes. Hold back. Listen, trust me. Trust me, Giratina. This is not the largest backstory I got for this event. Trust me. I'm very happy people got into it though. I was very pleasantly surprised. I definitely want to do something like this again. I definitely was very excited the viewer submissions I got. So I would definitely like to do something like this again. The dev. No! Ash says hi. What's up, Ash? How are you? Hope you're doing awesome. Hope you're doing awesome. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I liked how your steel armor like makes sense, and like even the counter to it makes sense. Let's see. But I really like the story here. See, we're gonna have a bit of a difference. Some people got very into it, which I was very excited about, like I said. I tried to kind of pace it a little bit back and forth between the large story ones. Oh, so big. Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah. So we have our first one today from C. Their boss name is the Lurker. Need to zoom in. Yeah, I'll read it. Yeah, so it's funny because I decided I'm actually doing something different today. This I actually made with Google Slides. I wanted to do something different because I didn't want to like just make images of every single thing and then try to like I don't know. I did my best. I'm trying something different, so so I kind of had to be like, yeah, can you like wrap the text around and fit in the box, please, Google? Thank you, Google. So yeah. So I apologize. I tried to do my best, but like I said, so this one, okay, so I'm not giving actually this one justice because this was actually formatted on the form. This is actually a story, a spawn location, and a whole skill list. This is like an entire skill list. So the spawn location is Rachel Holy Ground Tower, which is a new place. Monster description: a mirror with an intricately designed frame made of gold serves as a portal to a universe of perpetual darkness. It is the medium used by entity of the void, the Lurker, an extraordinary beautiful mirror once gifted to a queen on a faraway land. It bore witness to her vanity and cruelty unmatched by any other. Years of pain, sorrow, and suffering seeped into the mirror and opened a portal to another world. Whatever lurks beyond hungers for more. So that's a really cool backstory, by the way. So I imagine, I mean, it doesn't say here, but I imagine the mirror ended up maybe that's where it said a queen, right? So maybe the queen, like, visiting Rachel ended up with their mirror ending up there or something. It painted a very clear picture. The race element in size is formless, shadow, and large. Skills: Nightmare Rend. Basic attack: the Lurker reaches out and slashes anyone in front of the mirror in a 45-degree arc. It does dark damage and has a chance to cause bleeding. Next skill: Shadow Snare. Roots 6 random targets within 5 meters for 5 seconds. Snare targets cannot move, attack, and use skills. Snare targets get damaged over time. That's mean. That's like the tentacles in what's it called? In like aisle 3rd floor. Is this? No, it's not. Alex already knows. I was like, please don't mind that if I have to TLDR things. Thanks, Google Slide. Yeah, exactly. Yours is actually longer, Alex. Yeah, I think Alex's was actually like twice the length of this one. I think amazingly. I did not do a word count though, so I can't say for sure. Alex Apex win. Oh no. Alright, so let me let's see. Next skill. Okay, so we saw the snare. Okay, so now Howling from Beyond. 1 second cast time. A sinister laughter can be heard from beyond the void. Did anyone hear it? Is your mind playing tricks on you? Inflicts a random status effect to all targets within a 5-meter radius. Status effect lasts for 2 seconds and ignores all immunities. Into the void. 2 second cast time. Shoots shadow tendrils in a 45-degree arc. Grabs everyone within a 7-meter radius and pulls them into the mirror. Targets are killed instantly, and they are sent back to their original save point, town or the city. Revived targets are afflicted with void, and they cannot receive any buffs for 3 minutes upon revival. Lurker is mean as heck, my goodness. Mean as heck. But yeah, I'm not giving it justice because it's wrapping the text around, but trust me when I say it was an entire thing with the skill list. As you can see, we have an entire boss design here, which is really cool. Really, really cool. The affix, okay, so actually, that's interesting. So actually, they did put the affix name of Void almost the same as the ability that they had in the boss info. So targets afflicted with Void cannot receive buffs within 3 minutes upon revival. Avoid being pulled into the Void by the Lurker. So you have to avoid that stuff. Definitely avoid that. He's lurking, maybe. But this was fantastic. This was a really amazing design. I have to say, I had to hand it to Jizo here. This was fantastic. Thank you so much for this submission. This one was really cool. Oh, we have Sightless from over here on Global. So Sightless named the boss after himself, Sightless. And this boss is a blind dwarf that uses human souls to forge weapons to kill the gods. And it can be found in Magma Dungeon 3. So I guess it would forge weapons there with the heat there. And with the affix name is Mayhem, and it causes allies to attack each other for 1.5 seconds, which is pretty cool. I kind of like these kinds of I'm kind of like in the way of this. I kind of like things that how do you say? It causes a little bit of confusion. Causes a little bit of confusion. OBS real quick. Okay. With, you know, attacking your allies, it could be a little wild, but I think 1.5 seconds isn't too long. Because it can be very annoying, right? Link the bosses designed it. Yeah, we're just giving them free ideas. I think that's fair. We don't have that. Wow, what the heck? Yeah, we're just gonna. You know what? I wonder if that would be like a counter. Templar, if like imagine if the counter to this was you just were all in a solo party. So you never attacked each other. That would actually be quite interesting. I kind of like that idea, actually. You know, I kind of like how we're coming up with counters to these ideas. But I like it. I think that's actually like the perfect name for it too. Mayhem is definitely very appropriate for that. Oh, and we have a boss idea from Aurelia from over here on Global. Thank you so much, Aurelia. The boss's name is Sagittarius. A big brother crab spawned on Komodo Beach. He has had enough of people picking on his younger siblings, and he has come to destroy farming dreams. The big old crab. Makes sense it would be on the beach for sure. Nessie as final boss, floor 60. Affix reduce all your luck to 0. Reward to sit. What the heck? What the heck? Wow, you'll think I'm that mean? My goodness. Come on, I should be giving you RNG. I should be increasing your luck. Oh my god. Oh, you know what? Man, you just reminded me. I probably have to fix my stats on my Slayer. I'm wearing Koi. I don't even know if I added luck. Just reminded me of that. I have no idea what I'm doing. This is why I don't DPS. Blessing luck. Yeah, that's exactly. I have bless. My goodness.
You think I'd be that mean? Oh no.
But I like how this one is like Big Brother Crab, and it's just enough about all the other crabs being beat up. It's like that's it. We're taking them out. Konosuba. Oh. You know, it's so funny. Anytime I'm not watching Konosuba, I forget everything about Konosuba. It's like one of those things like I don't remember. Outside of some of the gimmicks, I don't remember anything that happens in that anime. But I wonder, you know, it'd be cool if it dropped like a special, maybe like a special food for cooking. I kind of like that idea. Maybe I'm just hungry. Oh, we got Alexander Mars. Who could that be? Who could that be? Or Alexander, I'm sorry. Aqua collab way, yeah. That would be the actual Nessie collab. Exactly. Makes sense. The boss name is Starkiller. Information. The demi-human undead Taekwon hero was banished from the stars and is out for revenge. All his attacks alternate elements, and when it charges, it casts unlimited stars that are all elements. That's like a really mean, like, attack. That's like such a mean attack. Like, I actually really liked, okay, let me finish the affix name. So you have the affix of Mark of the Stars. Target that's marked loses its buffs, and it needs to rebuff in order to counter it. So I think that's like a pretty fair, like thing, like just remove buffs, but you know, they can rebuff, and I think that's good. What I really liked is you kind of took like the whole concept of like the Taekwon with the stars and everything and kind of made like a very interesting, you know, Taekwon version of undead Taekwon who's like, I'm done with this. I'm done with trying to save people. Like this, you know, like we were talking earlier about the saints and why they're chaotic evil. Like, this guy gets it. This guy totally gets it. It's interesting that, I guess, You know, because you kind of have the idea of like the warm wind. It's able to kind of just pull all the elements from all over. I really like this one though. I liked integrating the stars with the whole Taekwon thing, you know, because that's like definitely their thing. Imagine if Taekwon was in the Lighthouse in episode. No, I'm good. Oh my gosh. I became one of the bosses. Oh my god. If it's an undead Taekwon, does it mean it's a zombie? And if it's a zombie, does it lose its leg when it kicks? That's a really good question. Maybe there's a chance for it to like hurt its leg or something. Lighthouse in episode 2, but hero jobs. Oh my gosh. Too early for power creep. But I like that. Yo, that should be like a thing. Like, what if it like... Maybe that's a way to like disable the Taekwon temporarily. Like maybe if you were able to stun it, and it has to like recover its leg or something. But Taekwon heals when it loses its legs, it gets another. Yeah, it has to regenerate, but it takes time to regenerate. So it would like sit there regenerating a leg. Durability. Piece of sun and moon, depending on the day, permanent immune. Oh my gosh, no. Can't give that to the bosses. Have beginners break the Taekwon's leg. Have them just like throw potions at the legs. Have them throw it at their knees. Oh no. I really like this one. This is a fun one. Let's see, we have another one from C. We got Flasker, who has the boss name of Golden Typhoon. A typhoon that grows huge and turns golden after destroying an ancient alchemy laboratory in Morocco. So this is actually the cart tornado boss that everyone fears. This is the tornado. Golden wind. Is it a reference? Maybe. I'm just not cultured enough. I'm sorry. It's immune to wind and holy attacks, and reduces the attacker's attack speed and movement speed by 380%, and knocks them back 5 meters every 2 seconds. Counter it by using skills from afar. So you have to have someone ranged in order to counter this. Immune to holy boo. Oh no. Oh no. Golden Typhoon is Cartornate with the 12 skin. Oh, maybe it is. Is it? I only ever got one set of skin. Oh my gosh. Skill skins. I don't even remember what they are anymore. It's been so long. The card tornado before is stolen by Devs for democracy. This is the tornado. This is their tornado that cart tornado wants to be. Oh, you tested neutral? You did good damage? Heck yeah, very nice. Yeah, we've been testing things with PvE with neutral, and it seems to be working really good. The neutral damage Taekwon is real. Oh, nice. Nice, interesting. Yeah, who needs elements? Just smack them in the face with your fist. That's it. That's all you need, right? That's the real Taekwon way. Or if you're Thanatos, just smack them with your sword. That's it. That's all you need. Neutral all the way. Neutral all the way. That's true. Maybe their idea was on the skin. That I don't remember. I don't remember. I have to go back into the game and look. I have no idea. But I thought this was really cool. Like a big typhoon. Oh, we got someone else from Global. So hopefully I say your name correctly. I apologize if I do not. It's either Malloy or Malui. I wasn't too sure. But the boss name is Incantation. So it's Incantation, but a female version. Respawning in a new map in Amatsu. The girl Incantation MVP, who's high physical and magical defense, so that it's so tanky and not easy to defeat. So it's almost it's like a support. It's like a super tinky support. Backstory is the first female warrior samurai in the tribe and Valhalla. My skill in dual blades is unmeasurable and so powerful that any warriors in my way can't survive, and I'm swinging my blades and skills. So I like the throwback to Amatsu. I liked the, what's it called? I like the tankiness. I'm all about tankiness. Definitely good. And then the affix name is Blaze Frozen. Blade magical and physical. And then Blaze Frozen Blade is a combination of magic and physical abilities of my own strength. So it's basically like they're like super strong, first female samurai. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I like that kind of backstory going on. The first female samurai, and just beating up everybody. Absolutely should be a thing. Incantation shot. Your new waifu is here, yes. Apparently. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my God. Thanks, internet. Thanks. But I like it. I like it a lot. And we have another submission from C, from Magna X. Their idea was Odin, actually based off Odin, the All-Father, father of Thor and Loki, and the last boss. And their affix is a physical and magical shield. So only hit by physical and magical, the shield could be destroyed. So this reminds me a bit of the, I would say, like the Revenant, I believe Goblin Leader it was. You had to kill his minions in order to do damage to him. You know, we do have like physical and magical shields, for instance, in Void right now. Very similar to that. I could see probably like Odin having something like that. Yeah, the Undead Goblin Leader. That's exactly what it kind of reminds me of, actually. You know, outside of like the other affixes that we do have now in Void. And all that jazz. Odin sees through all and is like, I like, no. That's fun. Fun to see Odin going on. Oh, we got DK Template, who's also from Global, if you didn't know. So I really like your concept, which was the boss name is Hohenheim. Boss info: a master of alchemy that sacrificed the whole Alberta town population to develop the Philosopher's Stone. And that's the current reason why King Tristan III blocked all possible roads to the town of Alberta. The spawn is on Pan Forest South. This boss shows the pinnacle of alchemy that render most skill unusable. Wide AoE silence. And with the homunculus developed, it devours any sign of life around to replenish the usage of the Philosopher's Stone to keep the boss alive. The affix name is Alchemy Zone. And in a 13 by 13 area around the boss, only skills from the alchemy tree is castable. This is like the revenge boss from the begetters that want to be hurt. This is like, if you're not a begetter, get out of here. Affix can be positive. Yeah, that's true, technically. Absolutely. But I love this because it's just like, are you a begetter? No, you don't matter. If you're not a begetter, go home. This is great. This is I actually really like this. This is like begetters get revenge. Also, what I have to say is I actually really liked your use of Alberta here. I think that's like also a really clever part because right now we can't go to Alberta, so I thought this was actually really clever. I'm being like, yeah, Hohenheim's like, nah, no one's there, and that's my fault. He knows what he's doing. He can't, he's like, nah, he's like, nah. Nothing else works on me. I really like this. I thought this was a lot of fun. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I have a submission from ArrowMe from C, whose boss name is Scratchy. Spawns in the Misty Forest. Scratchy is a cat that loves to play outside. But one day, one evil necromancer put him in a bag, experimented, and tortured, and thrown him in the Misty Forest. And on his last breath, he vowed vengeance. So kind of a very tragic backstory. But it makes sense for like stuff that's going on, like Misty Forest, all those spooky monsters over there. I think it's appropriate to throw him in Misty Forest. Alberta is the friends we made. We'll get Alberta eventually. I mean, they did say it at some point, so maybe next year. Here's hoping. And it comes with the possible affix name Mirror World. All your movements will be the opposite. Clearance, but after clearance, you'll get confused for a few seconds. So this was kind of wild. You know, it could be very disorienting with movements. You know, especially if they're like the opposite and everything. I feel like that'd be very confusing on mobile. But I think I could see that happening. I mean, at least on mobile, like when you're moving and you have the directional, you know, you can still kind of like understand where you're going and what you're doing. So I think you can kind of semi-counter it that way. I know in some other games they have some mechanics like this, so it's, you know, it's workable. We keep talking about Misty Forest as we're reading Lovecraft to work on the next part. Oh no. Is that why Hell is not out yet? We'll get Alberto because, oh no. Can you imagine? There would be that would never fly. that would a lot of people miss Alberta, let me tell you. Oh my gosh. We have a really fun boss submission from Nefertare from Global. Hello, you mean Kuswell? I don't see it as a problem. It's a pot. Exactly. No, I loved it, Templar. I loved your concept. I'm just like, yep. This is deserved. I like this. This is a really cute concept. Piece of cake. The boss could be a cupcake-shaped boss, and with some specific food taking less damage from him, and food from him could fall with less damage on the island and in the museum. So this was kind of interesting. I'm guessing the concept is they drop maybe food. You know what? Maybe let me work with. Let's see. So if we work with this, what if it's a cupcake-shaped boss? What if it like drops like sprinkles? And certain sprinkles would be like good things, and certain sprinkles would be like bad things. Like maybe that would be like a special kind of ability going on. Kind of like, almost like, what is it? Poitada with the snake skin? You know how you have to pick up stuff? Maybe something like that, but like with sprinkles, or maybe with like what if it dropped like a filling or something? Like something else, you know what I'm saying? Cupcake boss, and they're fugitive from Cake Valley. Yeah! Oh, you know what I was gonna say? I forgot. You just reminded me, actually, with that comment. I was gonna say, this boss would be perfect to spawn somewhere in Durham Land. I think this would be perfect somewhere in Durham. Shrimp pond from Durham. Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah, maybe it's something you could just step over. What's up, Iso? What's up, what's up? You're here to get revenge, but accidentally... You know what? I was gonna say, I think the perfect spawn for this would probably be somewhere in Durham Land. Because Cake Battle actually comes from, like, Durham's. You know, it's the fact that like someone's trying to eat the dorm's cake. That's actually what cake battle is. We have to save the cake so the dorms can eat them. So yeah, maybe you could either pick up the sprinkles, kind of like the snake skin from the one boss, or you could just step over it, kind of like Shrimp Pond. Yeah, I feel like yeah. This boss would be sponsored. Cake what? Easy sponsor. But I think it'd be fun. This would be a really cute one. This would definitely be a really, really cute one. But yeah, it's fun. Everyone's having fun with the concepts. Oh, we got one from Chan. And this is actually a really fun concept. So the boss name would be, in this case, they put Sleeping Soul MVP, but they said guild name MVP. So the boss information would be Cake Boss. I think it's an American TV program. I don't watch TV. I'm very bad at that. I think it's like I know the name, but like I don't know what it is. I don't recall. So the boss name would be the guild name MVP. So the boss information here is introduce the guild dungeon for each front/channel. Each guild can make their own MVP by selecting the style, look, costume, race, skills, and element from our pre-made list of choices. So imagine if like every guild could like what if the castle holders of the front could do this, for instance, and they would spawn in the guild dungeon. Maybe have it drop a rare relic shard or MVP card album. They could spawn every 30 minutes, and you get a limited number of kills per day. So you know, it's kind of like almost like it spawns like a mini, but you know, you can't farm it all day, okay? Okay. It requires you to have a party and enter with your own guild members, and you can kill other guilds' MVPs on the same channel. An incentive to make your own MVP stronger. Have a guild MVP kill roster. The MVP can earn points for the guild by killing players, and ranking in channel for number of times killed in ascending order. So lower kills count higher. Make them stronger than Void MVP, something like a world boss. So imagine like a boss that has the ability to possibly get stronger and stronger and become more of a challenge versus like other guilds. Which is really, really interesting. Really, really interesting. You know, what if you could like be like, hey fellow guild, how would you say? Hey other guilds on the server, would you like to come meet my MVP boss? And then you just destroy them, and then your MVP just destroys them. Add that MVP as a defender for WoW. You know what? That's actually a really good idea. That's actually a really good idea. Undead MVPs use the same mechanic until level 10, right? What do you mean? Till level 10? Undead MVPs? I have no idea. If you mean like open world ones, I have no idea. I have no idea. This should be based on the level of wildness. No, be less killable. Oh no. Yeah, imagine like we don't have this in ROM, thank God. But like imagine like if we had a similar concept to like item score, like from other MMOs or games. And then imagine if like the item score would like pull together for this boss. They start at level 1 on the field map and keep increasing as you beat them. Do they? I have no idea. Do they use these mechanics? Are you serious? Wow. Can you tell I've like not done that in forever? Do you mean the special ones that spawn like in Misty and stuff? I'm trying to remember. Or do you mean the actual like Revenant spawns? I had no idea. And then the affix name is called Doppelganger, which I thought was really oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I didn't even know that. The affix name is Doppelganger. Once in a while, the MVP will spawn doppelgangers of all players nearby. and the player has to defeat the doppelganger party before they can damage the boss again. Meanwhile, the boss will enter a dormant state where it regens HP at a slow rate. So you need to defeat your doppelgangers faster to prevent the MVP from healing more. And the doppelgangers will have 100% of your damage power but 50% of your defensive stats. The HP will be fixed at 500 million each. They will mimic your auto skills and gears and cards. If no auto skills or no offensive skills, it will use your quick skill bar as its auto. So this one's kind of fun because like I know in some other MMO games there's like raid bosses that have these like very similar kind of concepts where you have to either defeat yourself or defeat your party members. You know, so like I know it's been in a couple of dungeons and stuff like in WoW. So I find those kinds of concepts actually pretty fun. Like when you kind of have to, it gets a little chaotic. But you have to like defeat a version of yourself or a version of your party members. I remember we were talking about we were making fun of the Cthulhu thing before. There is, for instance, in some concepts like in WoW, they had like a thing with like insanity. Some of the bosses, that sort of thing kind of happens. Or there was one big major raid boss that if you didn't fix your sanity in time, you would actually just become like an enemy to your whole party, and it would have to like full kill you. So yeah, I mean, I those things are kind of fun. It can be kind of terrible, but kind of fun. I do like how it's like you have to kind of speed killing your doppelgangers here because otherwise the boss is regenning too. Dude, not under any circumstances ask me if I could defeat Ashley. That's fair. Yeah, like imagine if it was, oh my god, actually come to think of it, it will have 100% of your damage power. Actually, that's terrible, yeah. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Oh my god. Trying to defeat your fellow guild members that you know, you're like, ah, man, you know what? I'ma head out. You just have to hope they have nothing on their auto bar. But this was really fun. I also like trying to like introduce the guild dungeon thing. That would actually be pretty fun. And I think it's nice to like put it in with the fronts, because that would be kind of interesting too. That was excellent, excellent. We have another submission from someone over in C. We have Oliver Chen, whose boss name is Fluff. It is a 3-headed dragon with powerful fire breath, but it only spawns at Void, which is interesting because, you know, I think I'm not sure until we get our nodes. I don't know if Zenobia is coming yet for global, but Zenobia is a new custom MVP for Void Realm. So something like that could definitely happen. We could get other custom or unique MVPs to the Void Realm in future content. Can we try not to get an AFK Deathkin? Can we not have Deathkin at the microwave? It's kind of a guild inside joke, but what happened? So this was before the GVG remake, when we still had 3 floors per castle. So we were getting attacked, and we never heard from. We had people at the Emp, and they never said it. So we knew people were slipping through, and no one at the Emp was saying that anyone was getting through, and we were so confused. So actually Alex goes to check it out, and it's Deathkin and Koyori from the guild just literally AFK at the start of the floor, and people were just zoning in and getting bonked. And the best part, he was literally AFK. He was in the kitchen just heating up food. He was not even there. He was not even present. It was the funniest thing. Anyway, so yeah, don't, you gotta be afraid of the AFK. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, if Chan got a doppelganger, the rest would fall. Yeah, can you imagine if like his special ability would just be like the Corgi Mall? Oh my god, that's actually really funny. And then their affix name is called Dragoness, which I would have really loved more information about Dragoness because it sounded really cool. I like the name. And we're going back to global from Lance. So this is I liked how a few people had like a mirror concept actually going on with some of these things. They're using the word mirror. I think that's really cool. So this one's boss name is Mirror Boss. It's an MVP that was born from the resentment of all adventurers who overcame the MVPs that inhabit EC. Nurtured by the powerful envy of adventurers, this MVP has the ability to copy the challenger. Status, skills, runes, relics, equipment's appearance, everything. The copy is so perfect that adventurers have to be careful, because their skills can hit even allies. So like PvP, you can't target a friend, but your skills can hit them without wanting to. This was pretty cool, so it's funny, it's funny when I put this, I didn't realize this was back to back, but yeah, this is almost like that doppelganger concept a little bit from before. You know, it's like a perfect copy, it's like another adventure, and it's like, oh man, this adventure is gonna kick my butt. Yeah, this copy is almost too perfect. Too perfect. And then the affix name is Mirror Room. The Mirror Room can appear when you enter the MVP room in EC. When entering the room, the name of all players is automatically changed to your ID. So in a group with an Archbishop, Slayer, and RM, when starting the challenge, 3 MVPs will appear identical to the 3 players, and each MVP will appear in the same cell of the copied player. The MVP name will be similar to the copied player ID. To pass the challenge, the player must pay attention to the correct number so it's not to hit teammate. So in this case, this kind of coincides with our boss concept, where it's a complete copy, but you have to make sure you're not hitting your allies by mistake, because everyone in the room has just been mirrored. So this was pretty fun. So to counter the boss, let a weak player without any relic runes attack and let the MVP. Well, I think in this case, I think actually the affix name is the one that's the important part or whatever. So I guess it's like you enter the room and everyone just gets copied. Now I'm taking like a closer look at it. So, but you know, that's why it's like, you know what? You've defeated some MVPs, well, defeat yourself. Or have your friends defeat you. And actually now with EC becoming 6-man, this would be far more chaotic, right? So the Spider-Man meme, yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Just be pointing to it like, hey, why are you hitting me? Hey, you gotta stop. Hey, stop that. But this was pretty fun. This one's actually pretty fun. I really like this one. Thank you so much for your submission, Lance. Thank you. And we have one from Poi, which is the name of Reincarnation of Marok. Boss info. Given the recent Thanatos hero class release, it may be a fun idea to re-explore bringing Satan/Demon King Marok back to the game. He's always been a major part of the ROM story, but never properly faced. Poi, listen. The Demon King, once thought destroyed, returns from another dimension rift. The recent instancing that players farm may have been the cause, but the instability of constant use of rift magic allowed the Demon King to garner enough magic to tear his way to Midgard. Will the player be able to face the Demon King once again? I feel like we did. Maybe we didn't defeat him at the event that we had, but I remember we did have that event a while back. We could face Marok in 12v12. I guess so. I guess technically, right? That's kind of true. But is it the Satan of Marok? If he just keeps respawning. Oh no. That's true. It does spawn there. I was gonna say because we did have the event quite a while ago, actually. So what's it called? Well, it's been so long. And then the affix, he did have a specific name, but he says Marok summons Baphomets, smaller size but with special effects. So it's kind of like those, I guess, like those weak puppets, right? The Demon King will summon 7 Baphomets as the MVP fight goes on. Every 15%, the next spawns will not go away until defeated. They'll be titled after the 7 deadly sins, and each will have a corresponding effect matching their name. Greed will remove a player's gear. Lust will sap a player's SP. Wrath will debuff the player's defense and magic defense. Sloth will slow the player's movement speed and increase cooldowns. Envy will break players' gears. Gluttony will remove buffs. Pride will snare players. The idea is to make the addition of these minions to make Marak harder to deal with, but keep Marak mostly straightforward. He can gain an AoE or two as the fight goes on, but Marak himself is more of a threat due to his high damage magic AoE. You can only tank it, and the various debuffs from the Baphomets can really mess up a player. Which I really liked, actually, this concept of all the little Baphomets spawning and based on the 7 deadly sins. I really liked, actually, this, like, almost like this concept of the boss fight. Like, he has this special ability and summons these very special Baphomets with, you know, and I think the effects make, like, sense. I'm not really sure that we defeated the real deal, or at least I never got the feel of that. He gives vibes that he'd be a world-level boss with trillions. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, he keeps like, reincarnating, I guess. It's one of those things. But then your level 60 sage can pull them. Yeah. It's not like the Smokey pretending to be the Demon King in the graveyard. But these Marak seems easy. Point version comes with a no-group shield. It's gonna be the reincarnation of Seda Marak, but it's gonna have a pouring head. We're gonna go back to the OG pouring head. I think the Marak we faced was from another dimension. We banished him, if I'm not mistaken, from the old event. Yeah, it's like a weird thing, or I think it was kind of like a time break, where it was almost like man, it's been so long. Like, I think, like, you're right. It wasn't probably him, but maybe like just one reincarnation of him or something, sort of deal. But not like the real one. I don't know. Listen, all these bosses keep spawning, okay? They keep coming back.
They keep being mean.
But yeah. No, that should totally be a thing. Or maybe like the little Baphomets spawn with little pouring heads. I think that'd be my favorite part. And depending on the pouring head, like, it'll be like either like the pink or the blue or like the orange, like all like the drops, Marin and all that. That'd be fun. That'd be a lot of fun. And we went from Demuse, whose boss name is Endless. And their boss info it's actually like a dialogue. Let me take a sip. First, before I do this.
Hello, fellow lost soul. My name is Endless. That's what I call myself since I have long forgotten my name. Wandering around these endless corridors, I do have faint memories. Or are they dreams? Of something warm and bright in the sky. Even in these dreams I wandered, but I was happy. Happy to see others that look similar to me. Happy to eat good food in these so-called cities. Happy to have friends. I wish all I could remember more. No, I don't wish to remember it at all. I do. No, I don't. Ugh. Hello, stranger. Who are you? Did you wander in here too, or are you another one of those dreams?
Yeah, so I kind of like the intro thing going on. But the affix name, Amnesia. Don't let them get too close, because now amnesia is infectious. How do you attack? What's an attack? You'll forget it all if you're affected by amnesia. AKA, attacks will be cancelled if within amnesia's AoE. Either stay away from the AoE or be cleared from your lovely saint. Looks like the skill of ninjas that puts all your skills to question mark. I was thinking that too. It reminds me of like when your whole bar is just a bunch of question marks and I just lose my mind. I hate that so much. I expected design, not a sen and pro. Listen, everyone have fun. Anything goes, right? It was a lot of fun. But you're right, yeah, this is very similar to the ninja skill, or at least like kind of like where you don't have your attacks, but it does say here you can't even auto attack unless you're away from the actual AoE of it. I'm guessing the boss itself just has this effect around it, almost like an aura. You have to make sure you're not within the aura's effect in order to not be like affected, which I think is really, really cool. Really, really cool. But at least you could be cleared by a saint, and that's all you need. A saint is all you need. No bias or anything. But I do like this a lot. I do like this a lot. I like the concept a lot. I like kind of like the little backstory going on. Because you know what? There's enough for you to kind of come to your own conclusion also on what the boss looks like. You know, which is kind of fun. Because it's you kind of see a pattern. A lot of folks came up with almost like player kind of designs, which I think is really neat. What's a saint? Have I been affected by amnesia? Right? Plot twist, the saint forgets how to clear. Yeah, probably. Plot twist, the saint didn't put clearance on auto. GG's. Oh my god. I really like this one. I really like this one a lot. Okay, so we have one from C, which I'm not certain how to say your name, so I will going to do my best. You know what? We're just gonna shorten it to CB. Thank you for your amazing, amazing design. So we have the boss name, which is a corrupted weapon soul, and this is another one where it's where we have a whole story and skill list. Yeah, I know. Listen, I didn't want to, like I said, I had to work within the slide software. I just wanted to keep it as simple as possible. So it spawns in the dungeon to compensate non-existence of ancient weapons. My idea is to get a certain shard to improve effectiveness of the element. Then some element lack of way to increase the damage in a high-end dungeon. Let me see. Let's see. Adding certain stats on the weapon temporarily. And the backstory is, in the past journey of Hologram, making the strongest weapon, while he visited many places. Actually, let me I have to use my mouse. There's actually a lot of text here. Okay. Making the strongest weapon while he visited many places, including Niflheim. While on his project, he's actually making a weapon that has a soul that remains dormant inside of it, which he didn't know of and somehow lost it. He didn't really put much thought about it since it was just a prototype he made along the journey. A few years, the soul awakens, confused, the soul being reborn in an uncompleted weapon, and being sad. It taught of the weapon being left behind by the owner, eventually turned into anger. Many years passing, the soul is able to leave the physical form, but only able to think as a weapon, and already forgot what his or her past life is like. This is like an isekai. You know, there's something this season that there's actually like a sentient weapon. I know Duskin was watching it actually. But at least in that one's it's a little happier. It gets wielded by like a badass cat girl. Yeah, we got to get more lore. We need more of these backstories. It's true. It's only able to think. Let's see. Trying to find a real body. Unfortunately, it's corrupted by malice of its surrounding. After a lot of uneventful and unpleasant sights, it decides to seal itself inside an uninhabited dungeon remnant of plundering the adventurer's greed. All those negative feelings from the journey slowly change the soul, driven not only by his past anger, but also his or experience in its time wandering around the world. It decides to destroy not only the humans, but also the gods. The dungeon becomes alive once more, and ready to take the life of any living creature that steps inside. The boss will take many forms of legendary weapons, has different mechanics and different elementals. Without a way. So basically they're saying it'll have like stuff you can counter. I don't want to make it too long, so I'll leave it at this for now. But this is like a really like cool like backstory. Like what if you know what? Maybe this is it. Maybe this will be part of Hologram's hero design. Solar God Eater? I don't know, maybe. Reincarnate is yeah. I mean literally there's an isekai this season. Reincarnate is a sword. That time I got reincarnated as an MVP. Oh my god. my god, that time I got reincarnated as an MVP in ROM. And the affix name is called Unclean. It is a dungeon debuff that applies to those who attack. More stack, more damage taken. After you reach 100 debuffs, it will spread around the arena. Only way to decrease it is by soaking in the nearby pond enlightened by sun in the arena. So kind of like in the Thanatos Tower, but only affect one person at a time. So kind of like, so now that we're taking like a really closer look at this design, basically, you know, it's part of the boss fight is that it's almost a part of the dungeon itself. Like the soul itself. And all that. And, you know, the unclean, basically, you have to basically remove the debuff by going into a safe zone. A safe zone, kind of like in Thanatos to reduce your frenzy, which is pretty cool. It's like a Thanatos cursed sword. Maybe? Although in this case, this one was kind of like crafted by Holgraham and kind of like wandered and was forgotten. The forgotten weapon and got corrupted. As an MVP, don't you mean as an NPC like in Void? Yeah, those poor NPCs in Void, we're still ignoring them, right? He knows another way to get buffs if you help the NPCs there. Very unique name. I'm not sure if it refers to anything. But yeah, I don't think I could do the name justice. So that's why our gear breaks so easily. The MVP, the one MVP. Exactly. Exactly, my goodness. Let's see. Yeah, and then we have Alex. Which I'm pretty sure I need to actually pull up the form itself in order to read it. So if you doubted dungeon design, here it is. If you thought... Give me a sec, I have to go to my forums on the other computer. Yeah, I know. I forgot. You know, it's funny, I was actually going to take a screenshot. What is it? Number 12. I was actually going to take a screenshot to pull up, and I totally forgot to do that. Because I honestly, I last minute made my slides, so I had to get that done. Alright, I have to pull it up on my other... on my other screen. Alright. So just when you thought everyone else had the backstory of a lifetime. Yeah, Alex made a whole new game. That's true. That's actually a very accurate description. even the source code. We're literally programming. Yeah, I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna read it, but good luck everybody else. All right. So, most, if not all, of the attacks involve. Actually, this is. Oh, sorry. I have to start from the boss name. Oh my god, I'm sorry. The boss name is called the Caffeinated Locomotive Operator, which is already a really good start. I really like this. Yeah, so the thing is, it's not formatted like that in the form. Like I said, like in the earlier form, it's just the fact that I just copy-pasted it and I just let the text wrap around. There's a lot more spaces and paragraphs, trust me. Most, if not all the attacks, involve having a train cross portals, be them coming from the sky and hitting the player before entering a portal, then when going underground, or just having a portal appear to the left and the right of the player and hit them while crossing those two. A lot of ground reds, mostly in lines rather than circles, can stun players through stun immunity if they get hit too much face first by the train itself. So don't get hit by the train. The MVP itself can also ride the train during one or two of its attacks, becoming invincible while attacking the player, but appearing in another position nearby, with the train itself guiding the player towards where the MVP appeared as to not leave them guessing. This would happen if the fight takes too long, working like a soft reset of sorts, probably after 2 or 3 rotations of skills and ground AoEs. Other than stun, it could also inflict slow on the players during normal attacks. This MVP would work as a 2-character kind of deal. You'd have the operator, which is the main boss you need to kill, and the train itself. which is an invulnerable character that does the attacking. The train could inflict stun through immunity if the players are hit too much, while the operator could inflict slow and VCT. Themes of caffeine drawbacks during their normal attacks, which wouldn't hit hard, or their ground AoEs, which could be circle AoEs but not much damage, as the main damage guy is from the train. This MVP's card allows for a burst of attack speed and movement speed of 100%/50% each, which can go over the movement speed and attack speed limits for up to 10 seconds, with a cooldown of 40 to 50 seconds. Number adjustments necessary for popular balancing, which could require extensive playstyles. This operator is no more, no less than a normal locomotive operator that eventually ended up drinking so much coffee that they transcended space-time, acquiring tremendous speed for a short period of time before being permanently drawn back by it, becoming slow as hell. The operator used their speed time to steal magic scrolls from Geffen, used it to learn space manipulation with portals, and eventually had to give their locomotive a life of its own. You know, I wonder if it would, like, steal the train from, like, Lighthousen, right? You know the train that spawns in the lower right? Maybe that's where the train should come from. Due to an accident, this now great wizard would find themselves thrown into the past, and some ruins, and the future would— oh my god! Alright, sorry. There it is! Would become a Lighthousen expansion, where in their time they'd be a shining new district in the city. In the time that the player lives in, there'd only be ruins of a lost civilization in the past. Outraged by it, the operator would have tainted the ruins with train tracks spread through the map, not necessarily connected to one another. Simply there as the result of a mood outburst when a reality check hit our locomotive archmage time traveler. The entire map would be composed of creatures and beings of a different point in the future from one another, possibly encompassing an an episode about something happened and just messed up the timelines, throwing a bunch of things from the past into the future, and stuff from the future into the past, with things like NPCs that the player knows not from being there anymore, instead being temporarily replaced by future versions of themselves, be them directly connected by blood or creed. Thus, both the mini of the map, the MVP, and all the mobs and NPCs that exist inside these ruins are all from different points in time, be them from past or the future. Since the MVP is from the future, the mini could be from the past. You could even have dinosaurs as mobs. It's a perfect cue for it. No equipment drops, since ancient equipment made those are relevant anyway. If there could be one, it'd probably be a blueprint, a mouth that for supplies, and up to 50% slow for 3 seconds with a 10-second cooldown. And as an actual drop, it could have an accessory that increases attack speed, agi, move speed by 30/50/15% respectively. Could add more, but then there'd be more tangents. Alec, yeah. You know, I'm gonna be honest. When I went through the forums, I kind of skimmed them because I did want to like live react to these. But you're right. This is like an entire episode. I didn't realize this. I didn't realize we actually redesigned a new episode, but this was really cool. So it's actually kind of funny because in some of their games there are like train bosses. And I have to say, Final Fantasy XIV actually has an incredibly amazing train boss. It's actually really fun. So you can definitely have a lot of fun with like a mechanical boss like this. And I really like how you have the operator as kind of like one part of it, and the train as the other part of it. Because that would actually be really, really cool. And then we have, and that was before he had the cup of, yeah, and that was before. This was the before. But this is definitely really heckin' cool. And then the affix is, I was supposed to be adaptive. It is a debuff type affix. Basically, during the first half of the fight, the MVP starts adapting. When the second phase begins, after 50% HP is gone, the MVP is immune to all damage from 2 to 3 jobs that did the most damage in the first phase. With all, I mean literally all. Those 2 to 3 jobs are better saying players that are using those 2 to 3 jobs will get a negative 100% final damage modifier. This way to circumvent this is simple. You need a bigger variety of people in your party to kill these MVPs. If you have 3 Nogus, well, better not have them hit the boss during the first phase, would incentivize more jobs inside a party on days where these affixes would spawn instead of a carbon repeat of meta jobs. Could maybe make a mix of tick-based and burst-type jobs more viable, having burst-type jobs save themselves to nuke the second phase while tick-based ones chew through the first one. I'm gonna put this one in my portfolio, yeah. You basically did design actually like a whole thing. I mean, this was really fun. This is really fun. It's funny because I mentioned the Lighthousen thing and then you did end up saying Lighthousen expansion. Because I was thinking there is the train in the corner. So it would totally line up, right? I think yours is the last one. Yeah, yours is the last one. But yeah, this was this was a lot of fun. And you even try, yeah, you see how there's like counters and there's like, yeah, these things should totally happen 100%. And all that. Listen, we're all doing our best here. We're all trying to balance these things together, okay? We're all trying to super balance these things, alright? It's just how it is. It's just how it is. But everyone did really an amazing job overall, honestly. I just realized something. Is there no sound? No, there it is. Oh my god. I'm like, is there no music? There it is. Oh my god. Stop hearing it. The game sound is going. Back to the game screen. If it does want to do it, I'll do it myself. Yeah, I feel that. I know. But everyone did quite an amazing job with coming up with ideas, coming up with names. It was a lot of fun. You know, do keep in mind, I can't give everyone full rewards. I did my best trying to prize everything. I already preemptively figured out prizing ahead of time. So I'm going to get to that ASAP. ASAP on my end. As far as that goes. But I really liked all the boss concepts, the affix concepts everyone came up with. I hope everyone had some fun, you know, maybe learn some things about EC. I don't know, you know, I know not everyone does it every week, but, you know, I thought it'd be a fun topic to go over. We don't have the new one yet, so I would say keep an eye out for the notes that should be out within the next few days. Our new EC should be out the 17th. It should be out by the end of the week, actually. So there was some warnings about like the single player saves, which like I said, I wasn't too 100% understanding how that worked. You know, because I mean, like I said, especially with hero classes, we have to know and understand all sources, especially of star runes. All sources of star runes must be found, So definitely you get at least 2 a week. Actually, let me actually open up the currency tab. I just want to go through the slides really, really quickly. Kind of quick. Open up the because the currency you get is called Brave's Holy Emblem. You can get 2 star runes a week. You can get up to 10 extract crystals. And most of these other things are almost unlimited. You can get as many origin books as you want. Like right now they're actually not too bad. They're only 3.5, but like let's say you're a new player, you don't have enough to spend, or you know, if you do the first time rewards, you're gonna get at least like 2 or 3. Gold medals are 20 a week. Praying cards are 20 a week. Valkyrie's gift if you need extra contribution is 20. Sealed rune packs, 10. Job potions is 20. This I probably wouldn't suggest. This you could also get smooth runes. Notes will be out tomorrow. Yeah, I mean it says expected 16th, but I'm gonna be here when it's here. You can get an unlimited amount of Oracle dust and an unlimited amount of Oracle crystals. And I did mention earlier, so you can get this costume voucher, which you only need it once. It has a deposit of 12 attack and magic attack. It's pretty cute. It's one of those dinosaur costumes. It's something that anybody has access to. It's one of the few costumes that free to play can get. But if I remember correctly, it does share with the elves currency. What is it? Oh, bishop. Yeah. So there is the same thing from, except this one is like orange. It's It's a different color, but it's the same thing. It shares the same deposit. So you only have to get one or the other for this deposit, I'm pretty sure. As far as that goes. Like for 12s, you could just get... But, you know, that's kind of intro to EC. It's not too bad. I definitely highly encourage everyone to get together with your friends later this week. Get all 6 of them. You can have up to 6. Now she can carry 5 of us. Oh my god, yeah, exactly. Oh my god. Remember the Teresi update that Nessie... Yeah, the Teresi update is that Nessie has a Nightmare Star. You know, it's so funny. I was looking for my Nightmare Star before stream. And it was so funny to me. Because, I thought the Nightmare Star would have, like, the picture of the horse. And it's not. I was having a really hard time finding the stupid card from my handbook. Because it's, like, the undead guy. And I'm like, are you serious right now? At least I found it. Wow, it was too... Yeah, I hoard everything. Will they add more attempts to redeem star runes? That's a really good question. I have no idea. I know now that Heroes is like a big thing. A lot of us are trying to ask for other sources of star runes for sure. Because yeah. Because we definitely, and this is I've actually spent some of this recently to sell stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah, 4 coins. Yeah. So I know it's something a lot of people have asked for, especially now that we have 6s in global. Once you hit, I think it's like 1800 now, whatever it is, you have access to the star runes or the S runes. What is it now? In town with your groups or whatever. So yeah, I have to actually like probably put together a list or something. We really do need a lot more sources of all that stuff now. But yeah. That's the story, Morning Glory. Yeah, I usually hoard my stuff because honestly for the longest time I just wasn't working on stuff. I like, you know, you can just like buy it and then, you know, you can't buy it for the week, but you can keep obviously accumulating currency. That's basically what happens with me. That's just what I do. I just hoard my currency and everything else. As far as that goes. Look at this. All this junk. So much stuff. Eating coins. I haven't had really anything good for eating coins in a while. Like even Mora, I'll save my Mora and then I'll go on an enchanting spree and then I'll just save up again. Maybe I'll do another enchanting spree when I get a bunch more. Maybe 1k or something, I don't know, we'll see. There's so much stuff coming out. Or you know what, probably when maybe when Nidhogg comes out, I'll probably do like some enchanting or something. Yeah, there's just so much going on. So definitely don't forget all your weeklies. That includes tea and all that. And if you have never done it before, I definitely say you should really do it at least once. Because there's a lot of really cool stuff. It doesn't show me like the first time rewards, which is kind of unfortunate. It would have been easier to show it this way. There was totally like an old spreadsheet list, but I'm actually not 100% sure if it's accurate as it was at the start. It probably is just the same stuff. I'm not too sure, but it is floating out there. But yeah, if you ever need to double check stuff, I always say, you know, check the little eye symbols under instances. It does explain stuff. Sometimes it is just the basic information, but you know, this does have all the information of what they can spawn with. We got to see a few things happen. And yeah. But other than that, that's it. I do want to thank everybody again for participating in the submission part for the event this time. I might definitely do it again, or next time I might do like a video with codes or something. We'll see. We'll see. Whenever the next event comes on, I'll decide. And I shall decide. We'll see if I can take some time to get some other things done. like I said, there's been so many topics. I have so much stuff like in work in progress status. It's kind of crazy. I have a lot going on. So, I'll do my best trying to get to those when I can. And I hope everyone does their best, you know, working on your weeklies, progressing your characters. And most of all, as long as you're having fun, have a good time. Have a good time. Do your thing. Do your bestest. And, yeah. I hope everyone has an amazing week. We'll, you know, see you on the other side of the next patch update. Hope everyone takes it easy. You know, I'll see you around YouTube and the Discord communities. And, you know, take care. Take care. Thanks again, everybody. Have a good night.